All right, so let's build a platformer in Godot. Okay, so we got this cool little level here with our guy, but when he runs off the edge, he just kind of falls forever. And that's not really what we want. We want him to die when he runs off the edge. So what we can do is we can come into our level and add an area 2D. So what that's going to allow us to do is create a death area. Death area, and we got a little error here. It's got no shape, so that means it wants a collision shape. We'll do that, and then we'll select our, let's see, rectangle as our collision shape, which is great, but it's like everything's so tiny. So let's go ahead and just give it some scale. I just unclicked this so they don't match because we don't necessarily need to scale, the same way in both directions. So give that 10, give that 5. And now we've got a little collision shape area. So let's see, we'll go ahead and scale this a little further. So we can grab our scale tool up here so we can do this visually, and then we'll just make it really big. We want it to go across the whole level. So here we can see we've got our collision shape, we've got our death area. That's awesome. And so go ahead and save that, and then we come into our player, and then our player script, we want to actually add this node. We want to do body entered, and we want to connect it to our player. And so this will give us our death area body entered, and we can click connect. So this is basically saying, if the player enters the death area, then what do we want to do? Well, because there's going to be a couple of different ways that our player can die, we'll create a function called kill player, and we'll just put pass there for now. So if they entered the death area, we want to call kill player, right? And for our player like death scenario or whatever, we're going to want to respawn them. So if we come into our level here, we can create a respawn point. So and this can just be a node 2D. We don't want to do a regular node because that doesn't have any transform values for like where it's placed on the screen, but node 2D will. And we can just call this, respawn point. And we'll just put that over here around where he is. And then what we want to do is you can come over here, right click and access as unique name. And that's going to be nice because then when we refer to it in our script, we're going to be able to just call it %respawn point. And I'll show that to you. So we'll save this, come over to our player script, and then when we kill the player, we want to set the player's position equal to %respawn point dot position. And then we also want to reset the animated sprites flip. So if they're facing the opposite direction of where they should normally respawn to, then we want to make sure that the flip H is equal to false so that they load in how they normally would. So now if we try this, we should be able to jump off this cliff, and then it respawns us back at the beginning. Now, one thing we notice is the camera follows us down, right? Which we probably don't want the camera to follow us down. So what we can do is we can come into our camera 2D here, and then under the inspector, you will see limit. And so see here, bottom is like this huge number. Let's just change that to 800 and see how that works. So now if we play it, it should constrain our camera so that the guy can fall off the screen, right? And if we wanted to let it fall a little further, we could come in here to our death area, and we can move that down some more, right? And that'll just give it a little more time, after he starts to fall before he actually respawns. And that looks nice. So not only can we do that there, but we should be able to fall into one of these pits here because the death area goes across the whole level and respawn back at the beginning. All right, so that's how you kill your player. No platforming game is complete without enemies. I'm going to create an enemy here that can kill our player. So to start with, we're just going to pop open a new scene. And we're going to actually use the character body 2D again. So we're going to say other node and character body 2D. And this is just going to let us, move it around more easily. So just like we did before, we'll do animated sprite 2D. We need to create sprite frames, so new sprite frames. And this one should be easier because we just really need one state for our enemy. So again, the assets, there's a link. So you should already have this if you followed the other tutorials. But let's do the orange slime. And so we'll just grab all of these frames, drop them in, and we've got this guy. And we want to autoplay, and let's see what that looks like. It's kind of jumpy, so maybe we'll autoplay and give it like 10 frames per second. It's not too bad. 20. Yeah, 20 is nice. It's nice and smooth. So once you get your animation how you want it, we need to add an area 2D because this is going to collide with our player. And then it also needs a collision shape 2D. For collision shape, for this one, we'll just use a circle. That's fine. We'll draw it, around like that. Let our player, if our player just like barely touches the side of it, we don't want to penalize them. But that's basically all we need to set this guy up. We'll go ahead and save him as scene. Oh, actually, let's change his name to enemy. We'll save him as a scene. And we can also add in this raycast 2D node. So what raycast is going to let us do is if our enemy moves back and forth, we want to be sure that we can identify when he's moved too far, right? So basically like the edge of a platform, we want him to be able to turn around and go the other way. So we'll go ahead and add a script to this guy. Select our scripts folder, enemy, okay, and create. And we actually don't need all of this stuff in the physics process. So this is all extra stuff we don't really need. We will want a few, parameters. So we'll do a constant, we'll do speed. Let's make him go 300, and we'll keep track of if he's moving right and if he can switch or not. So that's if he can switch positions. And we'll just start, he can. We'll say yes, you can. So now we need a function physics process. And with the physics process, it's really similar to the regular process function, except for it's only dealing with physics. First things first, let's set up our movement left and right. So we'll say if he's moving right, or I guess if moving right is less than 0, right? So he's not moving right, he'd be moving left in this case. We'll do our velocity x equals speed times -1. And then we also want to set our raycast up. So here we can drag in our raycast 2D for a reference. And then the target position is going to be where the raycast is looking. So basically, if we shot a laser out of our enemy in a direction, where is it looking for a collision? And so we'll give that, minus 270 and 250. And that's just going to draw a line to that point. And then we can go else. And then we'll just copy this because it's basically going to be really similar. And instead of -1, we want +1. Instead of -270, we want +270. So this is going to determine how he moves right and left. And if we want to go ahead and drop one of these enemies into our scene, it should be in our scenes folder, enemy. And we'll just drop that guy in. And we'll come back over to our script. So if our raycast is not colliding, and he can switch. Then we want to change moving right times equals -1. Can switch equals true, or actually can switch equals false, else can switch equals true. And then at the bottom of this, we need to call move and slide. And what that's going to do is actually apply our movement to the character body. So now if we hit play, you can see he's coming for us. Oh no, well, nothing's going to happen. Now we need to make sure that when he hits us, he actually kills us. Because if he doesn't actually do anything, then there's not really any point in him being there. So we'll come over to our Area 2D, we'll go to Node, and then we want to do Body Entered. So double click that. Okay, on Area 2D Body Entered, okay, looks good, Connect. So again, we have our player in a group called Player, so we can say if body is in group player, then we want to call the kill player function that we set up earlier, right? So we should be able to run into him, and then it kills us and it respawns us somewhere else, right? So looks like this is working now. We can't attack him though. We'll get to that later. But for right now, he moves back and forth on the platform, and then when we hit him, he kills us and we respawn back at our spawn point. And there you go. That's how you create an enemy.